Hey, what's going on? All right, so I have another job offer. I'm going to be starting next week. I'm not gonna mess around, and I'm gonna fill out all the requirements, all the requirements they need to commence this job. But it's another warehouse further out, and me and the guy I work with, we call each other friends because, like I said, we open up to one another. I wanted him to get into that job. I wouldn't even mind if we work together because he has like a Uber account. We can go half on an Uber until we both get cars. Because I told him my objective is the car. I didn't tell him that I was gonna like live in it, but it's like the car, the savings, and he knows like. So here's a few things. I never told him that I'm the A word, but I give him signs that I am. I don't explicit. I'm not going to ever explicitly tell anybody that, but it's that, and I told him about my routine of reading, how I just have to get these things done every day. I was breaking it down like this. So I didn't tell him that I would love to be an attorney for disabled people, but I was explaining to him that the reason why I do all this extensive reading and writing um, for like science, math, history, English is because with any career, I feel like you need to be educated on all four subjects, main subjects, because they come up in our everyday lives. I was giving him the analogy of a police
Next
officer.
stop,
Police
52nd
officers, the
Street
average
for
cop
Route 52.
doesn't really know the law to a lawyer's extent. He doesn't know health, biology, chemistry. You're working with drugs. You should have an idea of chemistry, a basic sense of chemistry, a basic sense of biology, health, drug overdose prevention. No history, no the law, no political science, no you know what's some more things? Grammar. I mean, you gotta know how to write. You have to know math. I mean, it's like I just feel any career, any job, any career, it just helps to be informed on those four main subjects. Because as an attorney, I spoke with an actual DA, and he said it's not necessary to know the whole dictionary, but I feel like you should just be updated on everything. I mean, trying to fight for disabled people, you need to know a lot about mental health, and you need to have a great extensive knowledge on psychology, uh, mental health. I just said health two times.
Next stop,
Have an understanding
48th
of how to
Street
read,
for
how to
Route
write, grammar,
64.
writing, reading. Obviously history, world history, political science, all forms of history, European, black history, you know, all forms of history and science, of course. I know there's a lot to do, but it's going to be worth it in the end. But I gotta simultaneously work and find the time to get those things done. I really feel like on my rides on the bus, that's when I'm going to get most of my reading done. But so tomorrow I'll just say that I don't know when I'll do it because it's like we're having to get together on Saturday. We're having to get together on Saturday. So I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not going to go to any gathering high on anything. But I may drop maybe a tab. I haven't had any acid in like almost 2 weeks. It's not addictive or anything, but it's times when I want to just feel good. I want to relax. I want to just find peace, and that's really what it's all about. So I'll use maybe one tab, like that Friday I come home, like cause a trip, one trip. I'm guessing I did two tabs before. That lasts for like I felt the effects of it after like a day still, but I don't know. I feel like one tab should be less than 12 hours. I'm assuming because I'm gonna do. I guess I'll do one Friday and then one Sunday. Because the other thing is too, my mother is really stressed out because she's considering finding a different job because she doesn't really care for the environment. And understand this, guys. My mother is slowly not thinking like me 100%. Like, she doesn't vote anymore. I persuaded her not to vote, but she is thinking like me a little bit, but not 100%. Because I asked her in a joking way. I was like, Mom, you know, if your job is stressful, what kind of environment is it? Is it like a ghetto environment? She was like, yeah. And I was like, what's the dominant demographic at your job? And she was just like, it's a mix. It's mixed. Like, I'm Jesse B. Peterson, and she's like that host that's always trying to defend like black pathology. But she understands like where I'm coming from too. I'm not like, I know I'm black. I had to learn that. But this is the thing, how do you nicely just try to show, like, I remember this movie, here's the thing, I remember this movie I saw with Colin Farrell. It was a pretty gay movie, and the two boys were like smoking blunts, they were smoking joints. This is like during the 70s, they were smoking joints. And ironically, my favorite new band, The Fifth Dimension, was like a theme, like their music. I think it was Laura Nero. Her real name is Negro. It's Laura Nero. Her music was like a constantly played in a movie. It was a movie with Colin Farrell and the chick from Forrest Gump, Ruben Penright. It was a scene where the mom like smoked the joint because they felt like it was going to help her chill and relax and feel peace. And that's how I felt my first LSD trip. I don't want her to do, like, I don't want to be disrespectful about it, but how do you nicely ask a parent, hey, this changed my life, this changed my perspective on the world, would you like to try this? And I wouldn't feel any kind of way if she were to say no, because understand, her generation, she grew up, you could say she grew up mostly during like the late 70s, early 80s. Like, she was born, I don't want to give you her age, but LSD was sort of like, it had a bad reputation during her era, because this is when the assholes were jumping off of buildings and basically ruining it, as Bill Hicks would say, ruining it for everybody. Because I feel like a bad trip is the catalyst of a bad trip is a bad mindset and just a bad mood. Because I don't think about my dad. When I did acid, I didn't think about him not once. That's why, like I said, I play certain group music, or I'll just play a religious sermon, because I don't want to think about anything bad. I want to just think about good things. But I feel like she wouldn't want to try nothing like that, because it's not addictive. It's not addictive whatsoever. I don't have a craving. It's just like energy drinks. They're not addictive. They're just something I want to use to relax. So it's like, if I'm feeling like, yeah, I want to relax one day, yeah, I wouldn't mind dropping, a couple tabs. Because I'm even considering maybe doing all four at once. I want to just see the effect of that. But yeah, how do you nicely ask your parents, hey, would you like to go on a trip with me? I've been on my first one. I could guide you through the second. I could guide you through your first trip.